Welcome to City Narrate, where faith meets everyday life, and stories reflect the power of God's love and truth. We create uplifting, thought-provoking animated videos that offer real-life lessons, biblical insight, and spiritual encouragement for teenagers, young adults, and families. Through our stories, we explore situations people face every day: betrayal, temptation, anger, overconfidence, spiritual attacks. But we always point to God's power to redeem, restore, and transform. City Narrate is more than a channel. It's a mission to spread hope, inspire faith, and encourage people to live out the love and teachings of Jesus Christ. Whether you're feeling lost, growing in your walk with God, or just looking for godly content that speaks to your heart, you belong here. Every video is a reminder God sees you, God loves you, and God still speaks. So, subscribe to City Narrate today. Like, comment, and share these messages with someone who needs encouragement.
Welcome back, everyone. This is part 3 of our ongoing story, What Happens When Integrity Speaks, Echoes of Faith and Courage. In part 1 and part 2, we witnessed how Hilary, a man of deep conviction, was mistreated and sidelined, but he chose silence, letting God fight for him. Unknown to many, heaven had already started turning the tables in his favor. If you're just joining us, please go back and watch the previous parts for full context. It'll make this part even more meaningful. Now, let's dive into today's powerful continuation. What happens when integrity is no longer silent?
Hilary, thank you for responding to the emergency invitation. You may sit. I'll go straight to the point. We have all watched this situation spiral for months. You know the allegations: mismanagement of project funds, unauthorized decisions, insubordination, and questionable associations. These are not small matters. What's worse is how the name of this department has suffered in the eyes of our clients in the head office, because of how it was linked to your actions. Now, the leadership of this office has decided that today must bring clarity. We can no longer carry a weight that constantly threatens our structure.
Thank you, sir, but I would rather stand.
As you wish. Now, before we get to the conclusion, we felt it was important you heard, in clear terms, what brought us here. When everything started, we tried to defend you. At least I did, in the beginning. But when we traced all project misappropriations, inconsistencies in execution, and confidential leakages, every trace led back to your desk. Your name came up in every investigation. Your staff kept mentioning your directives, and we have documented reports. Hilary, even if there was a mistake somewhere, there were too many fingerprints.
Hilary, this isn't personal. We understand you served this company well in the past. But recent events have placed us in a very sensitive position. You were entrusted with large-scale responsibilities and expected to lead by example. Instead, there was silence when explanations were needed, and confusion where leadership was required. You kept away from your supervisors when this matter arose. That further complicated things. And let's not forget, the head office even questioned why such lapses were coming from a senior officer like you. We were embarrassed. We were questioned. And while we stood here, hoping for defense, you were quite, to be honest, Hilary. We thought you'd come clean. But you stayed quiet.
With all due respect, sir, I wasn't quite, and you know that.
You see that same silence, that same composed arrogance. You think you can stand here like you're above all this? Do you think we do not know the games you were playing? The company almost lost 2 major clients because of your behavior. You kept quiet while others took the fall. Now you stand here, acting like you're innocent. Let me tell you, Hilary, even the best men fall when pride blinds them. Well, don't you have anything to say?
I have nothing to say at this time.
I understand everything that has been said, and I will not argue. What I will say is that I have never taken a dime that wasn't mine. I made decisions under pressure, yes, but never out of malice or for personal gain. As for being silent, it wasn't pride. It was because every time I tried to speak, my words were twisted. Still, I'm grateful for the years I worked here, for the people I met, for the projects I led, even for today, because sometimes it takes being broken to truly understand who holds you up. But sir, before I go, may I ask just one question?
Proceed.
Why is there no representative from the head office here today? For a matter that escalated to that level, it feels incomplete.
They gave us the authority to handle it after the proper investigation. They trust our leadership.
Before I leave, permit me to say this, and I say it with love, not resentment. Be careful how you treat people, especially when you have power in your hands. Sometimes, when a man is being removed, it's not because he's guilty, it's because God is saving him from something you can't see. Power has a way of hardening the heart if Christ isn't at the center. And when leadership loses compassion, it becomes cruelty dressed in protocol. I pray you all pause someday, not just to review spreadsheets or reports, but to review your own hearts, because without Christ dwelling richly in your decisions, this boardroom will look clean on the outside, but rot from within. Let mercy speak louder than suspicion, and let love guide more than ambition. Only then will you truly lead, not just as managers, but as men and women of God. Thank you for the years. I forgive anyone that has hurt me intentionally. And I bless you.
Daddy. You're back.
My princess, sorry I kept you waiting all alone.
Were they nice to you inside? Why did it take so long? You're not smiling. Did they flog you?
No, my sunshine. They didn't flog me.
Then why do your eyes look like they're crying inside?
Because sometimes, even when you don't cry outside, your heart is still doing its own crying inside, but it's okay. Daddy is fine. All is well. Let's drive home. Someone is waiting to see me at home. You know, sweetheart, sometimes grown-ups make decisions that hurt, even when you've done nothing wrong. But what matters is that we keep doing what's right, not because people are watching, but because God is.
Is that why you always pray in the morning, even when Mommy says it's a waste of time?
Yes, that's why, because when everything else fails, God doesn't.
Then I'll pray with you tomorrow morning too. We'll talk to Jesus together, okay?
Okay, sweetheart, you have no idea how much strength your little heart gives me.
So, what do we do now?
We go home, we rest, and we let God write the next chapter.
Will it be a happy chapter?
It will be, because the author never makes a mistake.
Dear friend, thank God you called. I've been thinking of calling you too.
Ehen, I just felt like something was off. What's going on, babe? You sound like you've been chewing hot pepper.
There is no progress in my family, I must be sincere to you. Things are really getting worse. Though he isn't back yet, but information reaching me from his place of work is that they finally sacked him today. Just like I warned him. Always claiming God will vindicate me like prayer can change policy. Hilary doesn't listen. The same man I begged and begged to humble himself. Instead, he kept saying God will fight for me. Fight what? Fight who? You see now? We're jobless and broke.
Ah, sorry my dear. I don't even know what to say. But at least this is your chance to make some decisions fast. You can't keep watching things crash around you.
And that's exactly why I need your advice. There's still one thing we can cash out from, that land Hilary bought near Lacogoma years ago. I told him to sell it before, but no, it's for our future, he said. Which future? We are starving now. He thinks it's a retirement plan, but what retirement? We need to sell it now. I'm tired of waiting for his fantasy future.
Lacogoma you say. Babe, if it's that same area I'm thinking of, land's a hotcake now. I know 2 serious buyers. You should sell fast, before problem comes and it's worth nothing. If it's still available, just know you're sitting on cash and praying for miracle alert.
God bless you. Please, connect me to them immediately. Let's just sell this thing once and for all. The man can't even provide meat in the soup, yet he's guarding land like it's the promised land. If I can get a good price, At least I and my kids can continue living a healthy life, pending when he will get something doing. And honestly, I don't care what Hilary thinks anymore. He should have thought of us before getting himself disgraced.
Now you're talking. I'll call the buyers tonight. In fact, let them meet you tomorrow morning. Just sound confident and gather all necessary papers. Don't let them know it's a fire sale.
I won't. In fact, I know exactly where he keeps the documents. He's always hiding things, but not from me. I'll handle this. Thank you. I mean it. Some people are just not thinking straight in this house. Hilary keeps moving like he's Moses, and the Red Sea will part for him. Even after being sacked, I know he will keep acting like Jesus just gave him a new appointment.
Good. Just act like the land is under your control. Even if it's his name, it won't matter. Once payment enters, you can sort out the rest.
No problem. I owe you big time.
No worries. Just don't back down this time.
It's our only hope. That man can come and shout later. For now, I need to rescue my family.
Play smart.
Mummy, what are you looking for?
Nothing, my darling. Just some grown-up things.
Are you and Daddy fighting again?
No, Mimi. Grown-ups don't always fight. Sometimes we just see things differently.
Can you and Daddy see the same thing tomorrow? I like when both of you are happy.
You're a sweet girl. Go and get ready for your bath, okay?
Okay, Mummy.
Evening, my darling wife.
You finally remembered the way home?
There's no joy in losing a job you gave everything to. But I had to stay calm for Mimi's sake.
You should be calm. You've been playing preacher in that office instead of focusing on work.
My dear, you won't understand everything I did. But I'll tell you this, I still have my peace. God has not failed me yet.
Peace again. Oh, the same, we will be okay in no distant time, right?
Yes, dear, I'm happy you now understand everything. I love you.
It's fine, dear.
I will be with you shortly.
Oh, he feels I am responding positively because I now understand with him? By the time I am done with my actions, he will understand better.
Thanks again for having us, Ma. I know our coming might feel a bit sudden, but after reviewing the land documents you gave us last week, we just felt it's best to come down and talk face to face.
Oh, I understand. That's not a problem at all. You're welcome. Please, feel free.
It's good to meet people who still believe in proper conversation. Most buyers would just ghost you if they weren't interested. But you people came. That's maturity.
Yes, Ma. We take these things seriously. Especially with the kind of money involved. That land is no small investment.
Dear friend, please, you will excuse me for some minutes. I want to use the convenience.
Okay, please just don't take long. So, should we start discussing payment plans, or are there things you'd like me to clarify again?
Actually, that's why we came. Ma, we did some checks at the land's registry, very thorough checks. You know, we've been duped before. So we don't take chances anymore.
That's totally fine. I'm glad you did. It shows seriousness.
Ma, when we ran the name on the deed of transfer, the one attached to the land, the registered owner we saw wasn't you. It wasn't even your husband.
What do you mean?
We found the name, Mrs. Antonia Jersey, listed as the rightful owner. Every paper leads back to her. We even double-checked with the archive department at the registry. Same result.
How?
Wait, isn't that your husband's mother?
Yes. Yes, that's his mom. But he bought the land. I remember when he paid for it. He even showed me the receipt. How? Why would he put her name?
We don't know the reasons, ma. But legally, the land doesn't belong to your husband. And by extension, it doesn't belong to you either. We can't go ahead with the sale. We wanted to let you know face to face. We don't want trouble. But we also don't want to get involved in any family issue. We sincerely apologize if this upsets you.
No, no. You've done well. I appreciate the honesty.
Thank you for your time. We'll take our leave now.
Thanks for coming. I don't understand. How can Hilary do this to me? How can he keep something this big and not say anything? How? How can this be? After everything. I was so sure. I was so sure.
You see how men operate. They'll make you feel like you're building a future together, meanwhile they're busy securing things behind your back. So this is the man you've been covering for. But why would he use his mother's name? Why not tell me? Even when I mentioned needing money, even when I hinted at the land, he said nothing. That's because he doesn't rate you. He doesn't trust you enough. You think if that land was in your name, you'd be in this situation. This man has been planning for himself. You're there carrying him on your head like he's gold.
No. I know he is not trying, but Hilary is not like that. Maybe he just...
Please spare me. That's the same excuse you've been giving since. He's going through a lot. And what about you? What are you going through? Are you not the one holding this family while he walks around pretending to be strong?
I didn't mean for it to get to this.
And yet it did. And now you're sitting here like a widow when your husband is alive, hiding land papers in his mother's name. For what? So if something happens tomorrow, you're empty-handed.
So what do you want me to do?
What you should have done from the beginning, go home and confront that man. Don't cry here, don't beg here, don't overthink. Go and tell him straight, you've had enough. What kind of man hides land papers from his wife?
But he's already under pressure. And I have done a lot to me.
And you think he cares about your pressure? Amanda, wise up. This is how women grow old in silence and end up with nothing. That land should have saved you, but now you know where you stand. Go and give it to him hot. Let him feel the weight of what he did.
I can't believe I've been this blind.
Believe it. And don't go there begging. Go there and demand answers. That man owes you more than explanations. He owes you truth, respect, and compensation.
Let me go and meet him. Let him deny it to my face. Let him tell me why he put his mother's name and left me in the dark.
Good. Go and remind him you're not just the wife. You're part of this house. You have a voice. If he can hide land, what else is he hiding?
Hilary, hold on right there. You're not leaving this house until we settle something important.
Dearest, I'm really sorry you are upset, but I have a client waiting. Can we talk later, please?
No, we can't talk later.
What is it? You look up upset.
Don't you dare ask me what it is. Don't you stand there pretending you don't know. Hilary, you hid the truth from me. You made me feel like I was your partner, your helper, yet you were building things behind my back.
Dear, wait, what are you talking about?
I found the land documents. Yes, the only piece of land this family owns. And guess what? Your name is nowhere on it. Not even mine. It's your mother's name boldly written there, like I don't exist. What kind of man hides his only piece of land in his mother's name and pretends he's a responsible husband?
My love, you weren't supposed to touch that. That land.
I wasn't supposed to touch it? So I'm just what? A furniture in this house? A maid that bears your children and keeps quiet while you secure assets in secret? You really think I'm dull, don't you? You think you're smarter than me? What were you planning? To sell the land behind my back when things get tight, and disappear like your conscience?
I didn't hide anything to hurt you. I made that decision a long time ago, when I was still finding my footing in this world. You were aware of it even when it was barely 3 weeks we met. Also, my mother gave everything to make sure I didn't sleep on the streets. That land, yes, I bought it, but I used her name because she stood for me when no one else did. She was the only one I had. And I never changed it. Not because I don't trust you. I just didn't think it mattered, at least not now.
Not now? So it doesn't matter that we're one? That we're building a future? You really think I will start running around like a headless chicken, thinking of how to help this family? So what am I? A side project? A roommate? A house help? You mean after everything I've done, you didn't think I deserved to even know? You let me embarrass myself today. Do you know the shame I felt when those land buyers told me boldly, "Sorry ma, this document doesn't make you the rightful seller"? They told me in plain language that I have no say on the land, because your mother's name is on it. Do you know how that felt?
I'm sorry you had to face that. I should have explained things sooner. I was wrong to let you walk into that without full understanding. I never wanted to dishonor you. But I also didn't expect you to try selling something that wasn't discussed together. And if you'll be honest with yourself, you didn't ask. You acted on advice without coming to me first.
So it's my fault now?
My dearest wife, you tried to sell it behind my back. So who's betraying who here? But sincerely, decisions like this, selling land, involving third parties, shouldn't be made over the phone with a friend. That land was supposed to be our backup. But even if it's not in both our names, I never planned to keep it from this family.
I didn't do anything wrong. I was trying to help. We needed money. The house needed help. You've been home for weeks now, barely bringing anything in.
So you went through my drawer, took the documents without my consent, and gave it to strangers. Is that how far you've fallen? This isn't you. I know my wife. You don't talk like this. Someone's been pouring poison in your ears.
Don't bring my friend into this.
Ah, now I understand everything. I knew something shifted the day she came around more often. That woman, she doesn't build homes. She ruins them, and you let her into ours.
Don't you dare blame her for your secrets.
I'm not blaming her, I'm blaming you, for choosing her words over mine. For letting her turn your heart away from truth. Marriage is not just love and smiles. It's trust, patience, and painful conversations. But if you let outsiders write our story, we'll crash before we even build anything.
You see? She even sees it clearly. You're just like those men who smile and say all is well, but behind the scenes, you're doing your own thing. You think being calm makes you righteous? No, Hilary. It makes you manipulative.
My love, I can't keep arguing on the street. My client is already calling. Let me go do this trip and come back. We'll talk properly, respectfully, like two people who love each other so dearly. But please, this shouting, this ambush, it's not the way.
Go. Go and drive your bold. That's what you've reduced yourself to. That's the great ambition you always talk about.
Just know this, no matter how angry you are, I still love this home. I still see value in us. But if you let anger, pride, and outside voices destroy the foundation we built, we'll both lose. Don't listen to people who clap for chaos. Think, for once, of what Christ would do in this home.
If you were really a man of God, you wouldn't hide things from your wife. Don't preach to me when your actions are shouting louder than your words.
See you later, my queen.
So this is it? This is what marriage has become? A whole me. Reduced to talking to buyers and getting embarrassed like a stranger in my own home? Imagine. That man, Hilary, used my time, my strength, my loyalty, and now he wants to act like some righteous monk. The land was bought in my mother's name. So? What does that even mean? What kind of childish excuse is that? I bought it before marriage. He says it like I was the one that forced him to marry me. Like I didn't walk into this with my eyes open. After all the promises. All the dreams we dreamt together. Is this how the end? You will come back, Hilary. You will come back and meet the real me tonight. You think you can make a fool out of me? You think you can hide things, take decisions without me, and I'll just accept it like one small housemaid? Me? I gave up everything for this marriage. My job. My plans. I stood when others mocked you. I believed in you when you had nothing. That land. If he had sold it earlier, we wouldn't still be crawling in debt and begging school for payment extension. But no. He must do things his way. And that bolt business. What kind of business is that? Driving around all day for change. Rubbing steering like one local bus driver. What happened to ambition? What happened to being a man? Now I'm the one trying to think forward, to make a move that benefits all of us, and I'm suddenly the villain? He thinks he's wise. But I'm wiser. I won't let this slide. No, I won't. Let him step in here this night. I'll show him that silence is not stupidity. That humility has limits. If this is what marriage is, then maybe I need to rethink. Because I didn't come into this union to play second fiddle. I didn't marry to be insulted with smiles and scriptures. He'll meet me here. And we'll settle this once and for all.
Good evening, sir. Are you Mr. Johnson, heading to Hilton Royal Hotel?
Yes. That's right. Hilton Royal.
That's me, sir, your bold driver. Please, let me help you with your luggage.
Thank you. You're very courteous. It's over there. I came here to experience the environment. You drive like someone who isn't in a hurry to prove anything to anybody.
Sir, I guess I've just learned that being calm saves lives, and also helps passengers trust the journey.
That's rare, my friend. Most drivers I've met drive like they're chasing their destinies on the expressway.
I know what you mean, sir. Some folks forget that the person in the back seat just wants to arrive safely, not audition for a Fast and Furious movie.
That's true. I hope you don't mind me asking. You carry yourself with so much dignity and quiet strength. You sound educated. Have you always done this? Driving, I mean?
Not at all, sir. This wasn't the plan. I studied industrial chemistry. I worked in a manufacturing company for a while. We were into household chemicals, industrial raw materials, and safety compliance. I handled product supervision and later moved into quality control. I also handled logistics and admin, managed teams, processed compliance reports few months before I was dismissed. I gave that job my heart, sir. I truly did. But, about a week ago, without a single warning, I was laid off. The only warning came in form of suspension. It wasn't because I wasn't competent. Actually, that was the painful part. Some people I worked with, they didn't like the way I stood on truth. I refused to manipulate safety reports and I questioned some irregularities in the system. They saw me as a threat. One thing led to another, and before I could understand what was happening, I was accused of mismanaging a batch of materials I never even signed off on. No hearing, no proper sincere investigation. My family is the reason I woke up one morning, made some arrangements, and signed up on the Bolt app. I couldn't afford to sit and feel sorry for myself.
Just like that, you adjusted?
I had no choice, sir. You see, sometimes life doesn't ask for your permission before throwing you a curveball. But I told myself, if I can't control the storm, I'll at least control my response to it.
That's profound. So you mean to tell me, this isn't something you planned for?
Not at all, sir. But you know, bitterness doesn't pay school fees. Regret doesn't buy food. I just decided I'll do this with integrity and peace of mind. I still pray, I still believe, one day, somehow, the storm will settle.
What's your name?
Hilary, sir. Hilary Okoye.
Hilary. You just reminded me that character still exists. In a world filled with shortcuts and entitlement, people like you are rare. You know, Hilary, what you just told me, it's a story I hear too often. Good men caught in webs of jealousy. It takes more than skill to survive that kind of storm. It takes character. And I can tell you have that.
Thank you, sir. It's been difficult, no doubt. But faith keeps me steady. It's strange, sometimes the people closest to you don't understand your struggles. They expect you to fail or give up, and when you don't, they push harder. My wife, she thinks I should just give up and do something else.
Is that so?
Yes, she doesn't support the scab business I started. She calls it a waste of time, like I'm not capable of more. I understand her frustration, but she doesn't see the dignity in honest work.
You're right to stand your ground. Everyone has seasons in life. This might not be your dream job, but it's your path right now. Sometimes the hardest roads lead to the most rewarding destinations.
I pray every day for wisdom and strength. I want my kids to see that no matter how hard life gets, we hold on to integrity. That even when others betray you or doubt you, God never forgets His children.
Wise words. Tell me, Hilary, what would you do if you had a chance to get back to your old job?
Honestly, I'm not sure. If the same people who pushed me out were still there, I might refuse. I'd want to know the company truly values justice and truth, not just appearances. But I'd consider it if I felt the environment was right.
That's maturity. You don't just want a job. You want a place where your character is respected. Not many people think that way nowadays.
I believe there's still hope. I believe in second chances, but they must come with honesty.
Well, Hilary, sometimes doors close just to prepare you for bigger ones. I've been here long enough to know that. Keep your faith. Keep working hard. And if you ever need a recommendation, you have one right here.
Thank you, sir. That means a lot to me.
Thank you for rendering this services smoothly. Don't be in a haste to leave. I need just 5 minutes of your time. Please sit down.
Sir, I am honored to sit and have a talk with someone like you.
You know, Hilary. From the moment you picked me up at the airport, I noticed something different about you. There's a calmness. A depth. And during our conversation, I've seen wisdom, humility, and clarity. Men like you are rare. I've been thinking, I need someone like you. I need someone to help run one of the branches of my company. It's a delicate position. The last person that handled it abused the trust given to him, mismanaged funds, made enemies with his staff. It was heartbreaking.
Wow, that must have been tough to deal with, sir.
It was. And that's why I'm not just looking for a resume. I'm looking for character. For someone who can be trusted to lead, to make decisions, to grow something, even if it's outside their immediate comfort zone. Would you be interested in taking on a new role? It's not exactly the same as what you've done before, but it's a step up, managing a team and overseeing operations. The field might not be exactly your previous specialization, but it's close enough.
So, you are saying it might be a different area within the industry. I haven't worked in all areas, but I'm willing to learn, no matter the field.
Exactly. The specifics might differ a bit, but your ability to learn and adapt is what matters most. We're looking for someone ready to take on more responsibility, someone who can manage a branch and lead people effectively.
I appreciate your confidence, sir. I may not have experience in every specialization, but I'm ready to learn and grow with the role. I don't take such an opportunity lightly.
That's the spirit we want. The previous manager caused quite a mess, fraud and poor leadership, so we need someone with integrity and a willingness to rebuild.
Thank you, sir. I promise to give it my all if I'm given the chance. I won't disappoint you.
Good. I'm actually meeting one of the directors shortly to discuss how to fill this role. He is on his way. I'd like him to meet you. Let's see how the discussion goes.
I'd be honored, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. Really.
Good evening, sir. I am so happy you arrived safely.
Welcome, sir.
Do you two know each other?
Oh no, he just looks vaguely familiar. Probably reminds me of someone I met somewhere years ago. You know how faces blend over time.
Interesting. Have a seat. This is Hilary. He picked me from the airport earlier today. He's a bold driver. Very calm fellow, speaks only when necessary. I've been observing him. There's something about him. Sharp mind. You don't meet many like that these days.
I see. But Chief, for the purpose of this meeting, considering the sensitivity of what we're about to discuss, I believe it would be better if we talked privately. Just the two of us.
I understand your concern, but I'd actually prefer he stays.
Chief, I mean no disrespect. It's just that we'll be discussing figures, past misconduct, strategy. It may not be appropriate for an outsider to sit through it.
Sometimes, it's the outsider that sees clearly what those on the inside miss. I've spoken to him. He's discreet. Observant. I believe his presence may help us, even if it's just by listening with fresh ears.
If you say so.
Yes. Let's keep him with us for now.
All right, let's get into it.
Before we even open files, I want to be very clear about something. What happened in that branch office, the fraud, the cover-ups, the silence, I'm not just here to patch it. I'm here to rebuild it from the ground up.
That's the only way forward, Chief. We've cleaned out most of the mess, but we still need a strong hand on the wheel. Someone who can steady the ship. Chief, that's the third quarter report. Numbers dipped after the first audit, but we've worked to balance things last month.
Tried? Or pretended?
Replacing damaged systems and rebuilding trust hasn't been easy.
Excuse me, sir, but I noticed something in the second report. You say operations stabilized in Q4, yet overhead costs jumped 43%. That's not consistent with a struggling branch. Also, the salary structure doesn't match current staffing. Are ghost workers involved?
I beg your pardon.
He's right. That's what I was sensing. Hilary, continue.
Thank you, sir. The same equipment repairs were logged 3 times over 2 weeks, either clerical errors or recycled invoices. Plus, a vendor is listed under different addresses.
Just as I suspected. Hilary, I've been testing your mind since we met. This seals it. Before you say anything, this man beside me, Hilary, isn't just my bold driver. He's the new branch manager.
What, Chief? With all due respect, that's outrageous. You're just meeting him. How can you hand over the branch to a stranger? It's not advisable.
That's exactly what I want. Someone outside your compromised system. Someone who sees with fresh, honest eyes. That stranger, as you call him, has more clarity than I've seen in years.
But sir, he is.
Why so much resistance? What don't you want me to know?
Nothing. It's just, managing this branch is complicated. I've been here for years.
Sir, I think it's time I speak plainly. Actually, sir, we know each other well. I'm not just your bold driver. I used to work for this company, as a chemist. He was my direct superior.
You two know each other? And you never told me?
We know each other, but that doesn't mean Hilary is fit for this role.
I was pushed out because I asked questions. I found evidence of dishonesty, ghost workers, fake invoices, all ignored by him. Sir, he didn't like my questions. Whenever I noticed inflated expenses, stock shortages and even other attitudes that were against the ethics of the organization as well as life, I raised concerns and was always shut out. I was eventually laid off without clear cause. I moved on, did what I could. That's how I ended up driving Bolt.
I didn't know it will turn out this way. I didn't know you'd come back.
I found out about your veiled deeds through HR, but I didn't fight back. I wanted God to lead. That's why I stayed quiet. I never planned to, but God did. I didn't know taking a single call this day would lead me to this table.
Now it makes sense. the conviction without applying the head office to come in, the sharpness, the pain behind your eyes. Hilary, you were wrongly cast aside. And now, by providence, you are restored. Welcome back. Not as a chemist, but as the man who will rebuild this branch.
Thank you, sir. I won't take this for granted.
You'll work directly with me. Begin screening immediately. Clear out the rot. Build again, with truth. This isn't about friendship or years of service. It's about integrity. And from what I see, you've failed.
Sir, please have mercy on your very own. It was the handwork of the devil.
Enough. You are hereby relieved of your duties. Effective immediately.
Hilary, I wronged you. You were one of the few people who ever stood for what's right in that company. You questioned everything that didn't make sense. I saw it as rebellion, when truly, you were fighting for the company. I lied to the board. I twisted reports. I made sure you were the scapegoat, because I was threatened by your integrity.
I knew I didn't fit into the system he built, but I never imagined he will go that far.
You know, I've seen this play out too many times. Men with truth in their mouths and clean hands are often the first to be sacrificed in corrupt systems. Hilary was trapped because he wouldn't play your dirty game. And yet, here he is, not bitter. Not broken. But better. I've already made my decision. You are no longer part of this company. You abused trust and used power to suppress light. Get up. Leave. Let justice breathe for once.
Sir, wait. If I may speak, I don't defend what he did. And I don't pretend it didn't hurt, but I believe that restoration is more powerful than revenge. If you truly want this branch to be rebuilt, then allow me to start the right way. Let me handle it. Let me look him in the eye, not as an enemy, but as someone who needs to witness a new kind of leadership. If there's any redemption left in him, let me be the one to lead it, not by covering his sins, but by setting the right standard in his presence.
You are a rare man, Hilary. Very rare. I've seen CEOs who don't possess the depth of grace you just showed. I'll leave the decision to you, but ensure he is under close supervision. He'll remain in the system for now, under strict observation, but not in any leadership role. The moment I sense dishonesty again, you're gone permanently.
Thank you, sir. Hilary, may God Almighty reward you richly.
Sir, please let's continue. We've lost time already.
Since I am convinced that my new appointed manager can deliver tasks successfully, this meeting ends here. Permit me to leave you two here for further arrangements.
Congratulations. Thank you for your kind heart. I will not take this opportunity for granted. I am so impressed. Thank you.
After a long and fulfilled day, Hilary returned home to face his wife's anger and frustration. She had grown weary of his silence and what seemed like endless waiting. But Hilary, calm and hopeful, broke the news gently. He had been reinstated as the branch manager of his previous company. The promotion wasn't just a victory for his career, but a testament to his integrity and patience. His pretty wife, overwhelmed, finally understood the truth of his perseverance. Hilary forgave her doubts and anger, choosing to rebuild their relationship on trust and forgiveness. At work, Hilary took a merciful but firm approach. Rather than immediately dismissing his former director, who had wrongfully accused and dismissed him, Hilary allowed him to stay in a limited advisory role, emphasizing the importance of grace balanced with accountability. Meanwhile, Hilary reinstated the previously sacked manager, recognizing her as a victim of the earlier deceit. Hilary's story reminds us that though honest people may suffer unfairly, truth and integrity cannot be hidden forever. When the time is right, justice comes, not just as personal vindication, but as a call to forgive, restore, and lead with wisdom. For anyone feeling trapped in injustice or misunderstanding, remember, Patience, faith, and unwavering integrity pave the way for restoration and new beginnings.
Inspired? Like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful Christian dramas. Don't miss what God is doing.